Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever. This is Language-Enthusiast speaking. I called myself Language-Enthusiastic in yesterday's video by mistake, and I wonder why this happened. Anyway, today is, as usual, starting my recording by saying, today is Monday. The new week started, right? The new week started. And the time now is 12:17. I was preparing for lunch until a little bit earlier, and after I finish this recording, I'm going to start cooking lunch. And I'm feeling a bit hungry and I'm a bit sleepy, but let's get started. And today is Monday and October 16th, the year 2023, right? The weather is really, really nice today in Japan, where I live. In Japan, Japan is not a very large country, but still the weather varies depending on where you live, right? In Japan. So where I live, the weather for today is great, just great. And I had to wake up pretty early this morning for my rehab. So for people who don't know why I'm having my rehab, I'll explain why. I have been having this pain on my arm for the last 2 months or so, and I went to the hospital. Orthopedic clinic. Orthopedic clinic. It's an individual clinic. I don't know what to call it specifically, but let's say it's an orthopedic hospital, and it's in my area, it's in my neighborhood, and it's one of the largest clinics in my neighborhood. And I went there when I broke my left ring finger that year 2019. At the end of the year 2019, when I was learning many musical instruments like the acoustic guitar, the electric bass guitar, and also I was learning how to sing songs. I was taking my vocal lessons. No barking, you might have heard some siren going around in my background, and my dogs, especially the smaller one, named James, likes to, howl, not bark, but howl. Is it okay? Howl. Like, ooh, ooh. The sound that dogs and wolves tend to produce when they want to express something. And when it comes to siren, as soon as he hears a siren going around, is it okay going around? I don't know, but as soon as he hears the siren, he can't help but start howling. So I just stopped him from doing it because I'm doing my practicing, I'm recording, so I don't want him to disturb me. And where was I? In the back in the 2019, I broke my left ring finger, and unexpectedly, while I was walking my dogs, and so I had to go to the orthopedic hospital back then. And this time, I was having this pain on my arm, and they told me that this was because of my age, and I kept going there to have a rehab about once every week, or once a week, or once every 10 days or so. But today I went there by waking up pretty early, which was nasty for me because I don't want to wake up very early. I love the dawn. I love the dawn. I mean, that time of the day, I really want to feel the sunrise. So I really want to wake up early, but it's difficult for me at the moment. I used to work as a very early morning shift driver, and I started working at around 2 a.m. It was still dark outside. I was a single mother, and I was a breadwinner. I was the breadwinner with 3 daughters, and I chose the job because I thought that I could be listening to English while even working, and decided to choose the job. And while I was working as a driver, I was able to see lots of sunrise because I was working between 2 a.m. to 7 or 8 a.m. So, okay. And I was really enjoying the beauty of the sunrise. So I love the particular time of the day. But now, because I always go to sleep around midnight, so it's very difficult for me to wake up that early. But today, since I was going to have my rehab, I had to wake up early using the alarm clock, which I don't usually use. Okay, the James, that smaller dog, which is Pomeranian, is panting. I don't know, he's excited. He's quite excited. Okay. Calm down. Okay, where was I? And yes, the weather is perfect for everything. And there are some things that I wanted to talk about today. One is I was talking about LingQ, created by this great polyglot and also a very famous language-related YouTuber called Steve Kaufman, right? And I said that I first created my account on LingQ in 2012, but I canceled the account and I created my new account because I wanted to be refreshed, and plus my previous account has Japanese for the translation, and I wanted to change it to English, but somehow I didn't do it. I could have done it, but I didn't know how to do it. So I decided to cancel my, delete my previous account and I created my new account. It was easy. It didn't take a second, and it just took a few seconds actually, but alright. And this time, somehow, my native language was chosen as English, so everything like explanation, translation, everything is shown in English, which is great for me. And I feeling refreshed, I started studying Spanish on the site. And I'm thinking about upgrading my account to the premium one because by doing so, I will be able to use more functions, alright, which will be very useful for me, which will be more helpful for me. So, and there was something else that I wanted to talk about, Steve Kaufman or other things like, now I'm trying to improve my English a lot, right? And this endeavor, the last endeavor started this last July, 4 months ago or so. And I'm now serious about improving my speaking, especially because it just came at the last. I studied so long. I studied English for such a long time, and I studied a lot about grammar. I studied a lot about how to read, how to write. But when it comes to speaking, I always put it off. But as Steve Kaufman said somewhere in his old videos, I think I've watched it the year 2000, let's see, even before 2011, he was saying that there will be a time when you have to try hard to improve your speaking. Now I have James on my lap, and he's panting, and it makes me feel a bit nervous. It makes me feel a bit, like jittered. I feel nervous, and it makes me feel less relaxed somehow, because when my dog is panting, I feel as if he wants me to do something for him. So I feel a bit stressed when I hear my dog panting. Okay, let's see. And I think this is the very time that when I have to work on a lot to improve my speaking. And back then, when I heard Steve Kaufman saying that there will be a time when you will have to work really hard on improving your speaking, and I just wondered when it will be. And since just thinking about working really hard to improve my speaking was really troublesome for me because I didn't know how to do it. I thought that if I would need someone to talk to, in such a case, since I'm not a very sociable person and I don't like those online English lessons because I don't know, one-on-one, person-to-person situation can be a bit awkward for me. I don't know why. I'm not good at such situations. Yeah, I'm just not good at such situations, and I would feel very awkward and a bit embarrassed and stressed out. And also, this is also something that I have to cope with. I have to overcome. Maybe if I want to improve my speaking skills, but just speaking to myself like this is easier for me to do. But in those days, just speaking to myself and continue to speak as long as I now do for my speaking practice was a bit difficult. I did it. I used to do it from time to time. As my English speaking levels improved. I did it because you have to do it. You would have to do it anyway, right? To practice your speaking. So when I was alone, I would do it. Many times. But I've never speak to myself. I would never speak to myself and to record myself like this. And I really wanted to, in those days, I really wanted to improve my speaking without practicing much. So I really hoped that it would happen automatically, but actually, no, it won't. It won't happen naturally, automatically. You have to practice. You have to speak if you want to improve your speaking skills, because that's the way it should be. And now I'm trying really hard, but at the same time I try to enjoy as much as possible also, and this is the most enjoyable way for me to practice my speaking at the moment. So I think it's good. It's good. It's just good. And I have another YouTuber who is an English teacher. She's Brazilian, and she speaks great English. And she said that she has her own course in which her students take part in to improve their speaking skills, especially speaking skills. And her target students are some people at somewhere between upper intermediate to early advanced. And she has a 6-month program, and the students can join it, and they can work really hard for 6 months to be a better English speaker. And she always says that she's not aiming at perfection, but she's aiming at communication, because she thinks that it's really important to communicate in your target language. In this case, English. And she says that perfection is not something that she aims at, because we don't have to be perfect. We cannot be perfect, right? Even in our native language. So, what is being perfect anyway? Nobody can be perfect, right? But when it comes to language learning, communication is the key, and you have to aim at it. And I love the way she says something like that, and it makes me feel more relaxed, because as long as I can make myself understood in my English or Spanish or maybe Chinese, it's totally okay. So it means that it's totally okay to make grammatical mistakes. It's totally okay to make mistakes here and there, as long as we can make ourselves understood. It might not sound very, very nice, very fancy, perfect, but still we can express ourselves and we can be understood, right? And this is the most important thing. So it makes me feel so relaxed. It encourages me so much, and it makes me feel more positive. And this is also what Steve Kaufman says in the video that I was talking about in yesterday's video. He was in someone else's video in which he was interviewed by that person in English, and he says that the most important thing is to making yourself understood by someone else, other people. And I totally agreed with him. And I was so happy to hear him saying that, because that was the same, what he was saying in that video was the same as the other of my favorite YouTuber, and I totally agreed with him too. So in my practice, I make a lot of mistakes here and there, but I don't care much about it. Something that I should be paying more attention to is whether or not I'm clear enough for other people who listen to my English. And I really want to learn my Spanish from now on that way. So I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to be okay to communicate in my Spanish. And it makes my language learning much more fun, much more enjoyable, and I feel so fortunate to be able to hear my favorite YouTubers saying something like this. Okay, this is something that I wanted to talk about today. And anything else? Yes, I can talk about anything in my practice here, right? Okay, and then is there anything that I wanted to talk about? Yeah, about the dentist. I went to the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. I forgot when it was, but my fourth visit. Okay, my fourth visit was not as good as my third visit because the dentist there is something good about going to that particular dentist because there is only one dentist there. So this early probably 60-year-old the dentist is probably in his early 60s, and he's always wearing a mask. So I have never seen his face under your eyes. But when I visited his blog, he had his photo on the blog, which is kind of small and which is not clear, which was quite vague, so I couldn't see it very well. But still, and he said somewhere in the blog that he edited the photo to some extent. So I'm not really sure what he looks like. I mean, I've never seen his entire face, right? So I'm not really sure about this, but he must be having a beard or mustache or something like this. And when I first saw his photo with the beard or mustache, I was quite surprised because I've never seen him. I've never imagined that he would be having such things. And he looked quite handsome with those things. I mean, beard, mustache, whatever, around his mouth. And so, okay. And but when I read one of the reviews for the dentist on Google, someone said that their treatment might be, I'm not whimsical, but I don't know, not consistent. Sometimes when the dentist feels okay, or the dentist is in a good mood, the treatment turns out to be great, perfect. But other times he doesn't do as good a job as he usually does. And I felt that way the other day on my fourth visit. As I said a little while ago, that my fourth visit was not as good as my third visit, right? I felt that way on my fourth visit because there must have been some other reasons why I felt that way on that day, because they have someone new, staff. They seem to be having some this new staff, and who was a female staff, and she was okay, I think, but somewhat she was a bit difficult. She seems to I actually didn't see her face almost the entire time because I was lying on the chair, the dentist chair, and I was facing all the things that I was able to see was the ceiling of the treatment room, right? Normally. And so I didn't know what was going on around my head or in the room, but I was able to hear the sound clearly, right? But I was getting some laughing gas or happy gas, so I felt like I was drunk. I was feeling quite sleepy. I was drowsy. Is it okay? Drowsy. And I was like I was in a dream, but I was able to hear the sound and I was able to understand what was going on to some extent. And they were much busier than the last time because of the new staff. And the new staff was probably in her mid-30s, or I don't think she's as old as someone in her 40s, I guess. But just at the end, just before I left the dentist, when I was paying my bill, I just watched her face a bit, and anyway, but she was new, and probably she didn't know much about what she should do. Yeah, it was natural, and she couldn't help, but I don't know, struggling. Okay, she couldn't help but struggle with what to do. And everyone, including the dentist and the two other staff, I guess, were explaining her what she should do thoroughly, and they constantly kept explaining to her what she should do. But every time she was told what to do, she wasn't very good. She wasn't very good probably because she was new and she didn't have anything about what was going on herself. So there was nothing she could do, but she tried hard. But other people, including the dentist and other staff, I think there was one or two staff there, had to explain her very much, and that was quite troublesome for me. That bothered me a bit because I was lying on the chair and I really wanted to concentrate on my thing, right? Now the bigger dog named Goro is just leaning toward me, and she's standing, okay, with his back 2 feet. She's just standing like humans do, and just putting his front legs on my belly. I'm not standing. I'm sitting on the chair, and he's going away now. Okay, and that distracted me so much while I was speaking, but it could be a good practice for me too, though, because I was feeling under pressure, right? And even though I feel under pressure, I have to talk, right? It's a good practice, but it disrupted me so much Okay, and then where was I? The dentist, right? So because of this new staff, things were totally different from the last time, and even it made the dentist less concentrate on his procedure on me, and that was nasty. That was really a nuisance to me, because he was using this microscope thing, and he was doing my tooth, and it's a very complicated procedure, right? And especially I'm having a root canal procedure treatment, and it requires much concentration, right? I really want him to concentrate on my procedure, but he was talking to the new staff. He is instructing to the new staff at my head, at my ear, and he should have been looking into the microscope, but somehow, apparently, obviously, he was looking into some other things. He was looking at some other things like an iPad or some other screens that the new staff was showing him, and I couldn't see what's going on myself because I was closing my eyes during the procedure, which was a bit scary to me. Even though I had the anesthesia, I was under anesthesia. I was conscious enough because the anesthesia was local. It doesn't affect my consciousness, right? And even though I was having this laughing gas, happy gas, but still I was conscious enough, right, to know what's going on. And so that's why the whole situation at the time was really distracting to me, and the procedure itself ended much quicker than the last time. But last time was much longer than it should have been, I guess, because that was my first procedure for the root canal treatment, and the next procedure, which was just the other day, shouldn't have been as long as the last one. Yeah, that was okay, because I was relieved that my procedure ended more quickly than the last time, because I didn't want that situation to last forever. But that was good. But I was just thinking about that review that I had read before, saying that their procedures might be changeable depending on the situation or depending the mood the dentist is in from time to time, and I found it pretty reasonable. I mean, that review. What the review said, I found what the review had said quite reasonable. And also the dentist didn't explain what he did on that day for me, and how my tooth was, and also what he he was going to do for the next procedure. Something like that. To me, he didn't give me much explanation, which made me a bit worried. And I asked the staff at the counter when I was paying the bill. In the end, if the procedure would take a long time from now, and she said that, yeah, it will, or something like that. And so I still don't know how many more times I should go to the dentist from now. Everything is still unclear, and after I came back from the dentist, my tooth started hurting more and more, which wasn't happening to my tooth the other day. I mean, after my first procedure. And so just as I said in my yesterday's video, I couldn't sleep during the night because of the toothache. The 2 days ago, the night before the last night, which ended up making me groggy when I woke up in the morning, because I couldn't sleep very well because of the toothache. And this seldom happened to me in my life. All these years, I assumed that I was having healthy teeth. But since I don't know how to explain it in English. During the night, I crunch, clink. I don't know which word I should use here, so I'll look it up in the dictionary. But grind my teeth. Is it okay? Grind my teeth. So often during the night, without knowing, because I am unconscious, right, while I'm sleeping. But I tend to grind my teeth, and there is another thing that I tend to do during the night. I don't know how to explain it in English because I don't understand which word I should use. So I'll look it up in the dictionary so that I can explain it next time, though. And this is very bad for my teeth, even though I don't have many cavity. It'll end up damaging my teeth, so which is really, really disappointing, because no matter how much you care about your teeth, if you do this, grind your teeth so often without knowing, unconsciously, it'll damage your teeth, and eventually it'll end up making you lose your teeth, or it'll end up making you have a fake teeth, or denture. Okay. While I'm speaking, I always get stuck, because oftentimes I don't know which I should use, as singular or plural, right? This is so troublesome for me when I'm speaking, but this is something that I have to pay attention to, because when you speak English or any language has its own particular rules, right? And this thing, whether it should be plural or singular, is something that you have to cope with when it comes to language learning, English, right? But when you get stuck because you cannot understand which to use, whether it should be singular or plural, this is something that also you don't have to care much about when you're speaking, because anyway, you can make yourself understood most of the times, right? It may be that you cannot express yourself exactly if you use different tense, or if you use plural forms instead of a singular, but as long as you can make yourself understood, it's not that big of a deal, right? So that's what I probably think that those YouTubers, like my favorite YouTuber, my favorite YouTube teacher, or Steve Kaufman, said in their own videos. So that's what I really wanted to say in the beginning of my video. Okay, enough about the dentist. Anyway, no matter how much you care about your teeth, like brushing your teeth after every time you finish your meal, if you grind your teeth during the night or even during the day, like if you concentrate on something, many people, without knowing, tend to grind your teeth. So it's bad for your teeth. So it's kind of disappointing, right? Because I might lose my teeth in the future because of this. So I have to be really, really careful about this. But I don't know how to avoid grinding my teeth during the night. Some specialists say that you just hypnotize yourself, or try to make yourself believe that you won't do this thing during the night before going to bed. But some people say that it won't help at all. No matter how much or how hard you try to hypnotize yourself, how much you try to make yourself believe that you won't do this during the night, because you try to relieve your stress by doing this during the night. So you have to do this anyway to keep yourself healthy. You know what I mean? So you do this, you grind your teeth. Is it okay? Grind. I really hope that I'm making myself understood here, though. You grind your teeth because you need it. You need the action to relieve your stress during the night, because during the day you are stressed out. So I don't know which is right, but every morning I wake up, I feel very stiff shoulder. I feel that I have a stiff shoulder. I feel have a stiff shoulder. I feel I'm having stiff shoulders. Okay, which means that I did this thing during the night. I don't know how to fix this, but I really hope that I can keep having my own teeth forever. Okay. That's about it for today, I guess. Oh, it's time for me to cook lunch anyway. So, and my dog Gara looks at me because I began to conclude or end my practice, like by saying that, okay, that's about it for today or something like that. He sensed that I was about to end the practice. Okay, so I really hope that you have a great day. You have the great rest of your day. And I'm going to come back tomorrow too, of course. And okay, I'm kind of sleepy now. My brain doesn't work as much as I wish it would. So thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow too. Okay, bye for now.